Hey everybody, Susan here with Pumpkin Hill Stampers. We are working on Mystery Case 22, a 3-in-1 patterned paper cards set. This is card number 3, and today we're going to use a 12x5 sheet of our designer series paper. So the first card was 12x4, the second card was 12x3, and the third one is 12x5. So I got them all from one sheet of the Poinsettia Place paper. Now this one has a lot of scoring, so it'll be in my notes. But I put it on my score tool, and I've scored it at 11 inches, so 1 inch from the end. Then I came back to 7 inches, so that's a 4 inch. 4 more inches brings me down to 3, and then I did an inch, which would be 2, and an inch would be 1, and then half an inch. So I've got lots of folds in here. So if I just kind of crease it on my folds, like that, and fold it up, you can kind of see when it's all folded up, I end up with a 4x5 card base, okay, with lots of folds. And it's going to kind of be like, not a true easel card because it kind of stands up on its own, it doesn't fold back on itself, but if you look at it from the side, you can see it's kind of got this mountain fold, right? Sometimes we call that a mountain fold. Okay, so that's going to be the base of our card today. So, alright, so I'm going to show this poinsettia paper as my front. Once again, I'm using Peaceful Boughs as my stamp set. I'm going to use my sentiments. This time I've stamped and I've already die cut the pine cones. I used soft suede because that's a coordinated color. I'm going to go ahead and punch out from some scrap garden green and my sprig punch some sprigs to use as embellishment. So I'm just doing it upside down so I know that it fits, and then I can get a couple of sprig punches out of this sheet of scrap. I think I want 4. We'll see how many I end up using, but start with 4. Okay, so there's that. I have already die cut the small label, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that with my Season's Greetings. So I'm just going to look through and position it and stamp. So there's my Season's Greetings, so that's done. Okay, so let's go ahead and work on the inside panel first. So for the inside panel, okay, this panel is 4x5. So I've cut my Whisper White down, so it's going to sit inside there about 1/4 inch. Okay, and I want to stamp this large sentiment in there. So the question is that if I fold this up like a paper ribbon and I put that there, is there much space for you to kind of sign it or write a to from in there? Not really. You could always put another white panel here to write a message, but I think because this is so large and this is kind of long, I'm going to go ahead and fold this back on itself. So even though I've got a 1 inch score line here, I'm going to go ahead and actually alter it and bring it down so it's only going to be a 1/2 inch. Okay, so it's going to show its own paper on itself on the inside, but that's okay. So I want more of my greeting to show. So the first thing I'm going to do, once I locate my snail adhesive, here it is. It's always right in front of you, right? I'm going to go ahead and adhere this half flap to itself. So I'm just going to run adhesive in there and then fold it over on itself. Okay, so there's a little half piece of ribbon. Then this is going to go on the inside. Now before I adhere it down, I want to stamp it. Just in case I mess up, I can always flip it over. So I'm going to ink up my stamp, and actually we could have put it off to the side and then you have the whole other side to write your note. Maybe we'll do that. Alright, so I'm going to put this on this side. Usually I put it right in the middle, but we're going to put it on the side. Okay, thinking on my feet. Alright, so let's go ahead and adhere this on the inside. Now something I've liked about these cards all week is that when you open up the card, the inside is showing you the reverse of that decorative paper, and so sometimes it's a hard choice to decide which is going to be the outside and what's going to be the inside. So, alright, so now I'm going to fold put this back on itself, like a paper ribbon on the inside. So there's my inside panel. Okay, that wasn't difficult at all. So once you've got your score, you just do your stamps, you sentiment, you lay them in there. Okay, so now the front. Okay, so here's my front, here are my folds. So I think, because this is just DSP, I could leave it where it's all like opened out. Let's put some embellishments on it and see where we end up. So I thought I would take the pine cones and the sprigs, and I would decorate these front flaps. And then I'm going to position my Season's Greetings, I think, kind of above them on that back panel. So I'm going to do that last so that I can position them where I need them. So I'm going to use glue dots. So I'm just going to put a couple glue dots on the edges of these pine cones. And then I'm also going to do some on the sprigs. So get all these kind of prepared, and then you can just work on your layout. Okay, so I want to put a pine cone here, and I want to pair it with a little one, like that. Okay, and then I want some sprig behind it. So just kind of come up like that. And then I want a second layer. So I'm going to put a big pine cone over here and pair it with a little one. And I want some sprig coming up behind that. Now, do I want more sprig? I think I want a little more sprig over here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this. Now I want to make sure that it's staying inside my card edges. Okay, so I've got that. Maybe we won't use that one, we'll see. So now there's that. So now I could put my Season's Greeting right here in the middle. That would be kind of fun, right? Or I can have it off to a side. But I think maybe we will put it right there in the middle. So let me put that on dimensionals. Okay, so I'm going to push all this down. I'm going to bring this in and kind of position it in the center and above all this. Okay, so now when they get it, they can stand it on their table like that. I know it's hard to see from the camera, but you can see how it's kind of all, and they're going to see it like this. Now, you could leave it just like that with all those open folds, that's fine. I'm wondering though if I want to put those together so it's a little bit sturdier, and I think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this flap down. I'm going to put some adhesive in here. Now remember, this is our thinner decorative paper, so it doesn't have a lot of weight or stiffness to it. So by doubling that up, by just creasing that and adhering it together, that's going to give it a stronger fold. But there is still this open flap, so it's still going to sit kind of out. Okay, so it'll be a display card. Now I have this last sprig. Do I use it or do I not use it? I could add it up behind, I could add it below, I could put it on the inside. Maybe I'll put it on the inside. That's already tiered down, so that's not going to work, but I can put it right there. So I'm going to put my last one on there. Just because I have it, I might as well use it. So there's our last card. That's card number 3, and then, yep, I'm going to do my envelope. I'm going to stick with the greeting once again. So that's card number 3. Alright guys, I think that those are pretty self-doing. So let's just review. This was card number 1, and this was our 12 by 4 panel. Okay. This was card number 2. This was our 3 by 12 panel. And this is card number 3, which is our 5 by 12 panel. Alright, so today, being the third post, being the final post of this 3-in-1, the tutorial is below with all 3 cards, instructions of how I scored, how I cut, the materials I used. And I did them all with the same set and colors and embellishments, so that's easy. And I hope you enjoyed. So make at least one of these and show it with me with a photo, or go ahead and be brave and cut your 12 by 12 paper into these 3 sections and just make 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. All right, it was easy. So have some fun, enjoy your stamping, and if you need any help, you know how to contact me, Susan@pumpkinhillstampers.com. And I'll be back with more projects for you, so celebrating our pattern paper this month. Okay? Alright guys, have a great week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.